Okay, we're back. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that one. But, if you, couldn't tell by the noise in the last video, had something to do. Okay. And, anyways, the last video was, 1 hour, I think it will be, by the time I cut out that, last 9 seconds. So, here's the next bit. We stopped at going through the law. Very, very boring law. Okay. I believe we stopped at B. B. Alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal an object with intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding. C. Evade legal process, summoning that person to appear as a witness or to produce a record, document, or other object in an official proceeding. Or D. Be absent from an official proceeding to which such person has been summoned by legal process. Or 3. Hinder, delay, or prevent the communication to a law enforcement officer or judge of the United States of information relating to the commission of possible commission of a federal offense or violation of conditions of probation, something, supervised release, one parole, or release pending judicial proceedings. Shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years or both. Do I really? Actually, yeah, because K is just on with this. Okay, it looks like it gets shorter anyways. Whoever corruptly 1. Alters, destroys, mutilates, or conceals a record, document, or other object, or attempts to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding, or 2. Otherwise obstructs, influences, or impedes any official proceeding or attempts to do so, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years or both. D. Whoever intentionally harasses another person and thereby hinders, delays, prevents, or dissuades any person from 1. Attending or testifying in an official proceeding, 2. Reporting to a law enforcement officer or judge of the United States the commission or possible commission of a federal offense or violation of conditions of probation, 1. Supervised release, 1. Parole, or release pending judicial proceedings, 3. Arresting or seeking the arrest of another person in connection with a federal offense, or 4. Causing a criminal prosecution or a parole or probation revocation proceeding to be sought or instituted or assisting in such prosecution or proceeding or attempts to do so shall be fined under this title or imprisonment not more than 3 years or both. E. In a prosecution for an offense under this section is an affirmative defense as to which the defendant has the burden of proof by a preponderance of the evidence that the conduct consisted solely of lawful conduct and that the defendant's sole intention was to encourage, induce, or cause the other person to testify truthfully. F. For the purpose of this section, 1. An official proceeding need not be pending or about to be instituted at the time of the offense, and 2. The testimony or the record, document, or other object need not be admissible to evidence or free of a claim of privilege. G. In the prosecution for an offense under this section, no state of mind need to be proved with respect to the circumstance. 1. That the official proceeding before a judge, court, magistrate, judge, grand jury, or government agency is before a judge or court of the United States magistrate judge, a bankruptcy judge, a federal grand jury, or a federal government agency. Or 2. That the judge is a judge of the United States, or that the law enforcement officer is an officer or employee of the federal government, or a person authorized to act for or on behalf of the federal government, or serving the federal government as an advisor or consultant. H. There is extraterritorial federal jurisdiction over an offense under this section. I. A prosecution under this section or section 1503 may be brought in the district in which the official proceeding, whether or not pending or about to be instituted, was intended to be effected, or in the district in which the conduct constituting the alleged offense occurred. J. If the offense under this section occurs in connection with the trial of a criminal case, the maximum term of imprisonment which may be imposed for the offense shall be the higher of that otherwise provided by law, or the maximum term that could have been imposed for any offense charged in such case. And finally, K. Whoever conspires to commit any offense under this section shall be subject to the same penalties as those prescribed for the offense, the commission of which was the object of the conspiracy. Finally, count 33, the conspiracy and its objects. From on or about May 11, 2022, through and or about August 2022, in Palm Beach County and the Southern District of Florida and elsewhere, the defendants Trump, Nauta, and Oliveira did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate and agree with each other and with others known and unknown to the grand jury to engage in misleading conduct towards another person and corruptly persuade another person to withhold a record, document, and other object from an official proceeding, to corruptly persuade another person with intent to cause and induce any person to alter, destroy, mutilate, and conceal an object with intent to impair the object's integrity and availability for use in an official proceeding, and to corruptly alter, destroy, mutilate, and conceal a record, document, and other object from an official proceeding. The purpose of the conspiracy. The purpose of the conspiracy was for Trump to keep classified documents he had taken with him from the White House and to hide and conceal them from a federal grand jury. The manner and means of the conspiracy. The manner and means by which the defendants sought to accomplish the objects and purpose of the conspiracy included, among other things, the following: A. Suggesting that Trump Attorney 1 falsely represented to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the May 11th subpoena. B. Moving boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump Attorney 1, the FBI, and the grand jury. C. Suggesting that Trump Attorney 1 hide or destroy documents called for by the May 11th subpoena. D. Providing to the FBI and grand jury just some of the documents called for by the May 11th subpoena while Trump claimed he was cooperating fully. E. Causing false certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury representing that all documents with classification markings had been produced when in fact they had not. F. Making false and misleading statements to the FBI. And G. Attempting to delete security camera footage from the Mar-a-Lago Club to conceal the footage from the FBI and grand jury, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1512K. Okay, so that... Oh, 1S means section, 2S means subsection. So, kind of flip that around in your head for the Stormy Daniels stuff and everything that I just said. I'm done. Okay, count 34. 1 count of withholding a document or record, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512B2A2. 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512B2A2. A. Whoever kills or attempts to kill another person with intent to A. Prevent the attendance or testimony of any person in an official proceeding. Hold on a second. 18 U.S.C. 1512. I see. You're trying to make me talk more. So, this is the same stuff as from the last one, but instead of K, it is B2A. So, whoever knowingly uses intimidation, threatens, or corruptly persuades another person or attempts to do so, or engages in malicious conduct towards another person with intent to withhold testimony or withhold a record, document, or other object from an official proceeding. So, did Mr. Trump do that? Count 34. From on or about May 11, 2022 through and or around August 2022 in Palm Beach County in the Southern District of Florida and elsewhere, the defendants Trump and Nada did knowingly engage in misleading conduct towards another person and knowingly corruptly persuade and attempt to persuade another person with intent to cause and induce any person to withhold the record, document, and other object from an official proceeding. That is 1. Trump intended to persuade Trump Attorney 1 to hide and conceal documents from a federal grand jury, and 2. Trump and Nada misled Trump Attorney 1 by moving boxes that contained documents with classification markings so that Trump Attorney 1 would not find the documents and produce them to a federal grand jury, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Sections 1512, B2A and 2. Count 35. 1 count of corruptly concealing a document or record, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512C1, 2. 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512C I2, 1. Once again, same thing, but this time it's C. Whoever corruptly 1. Alters, destroys, mutilates, or conceals a record, document, or other object, or attempts to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding, or 2. Otherwise obstructs, influences, or impedes any official proceeding or attempts to do so, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both. Count 36. Wait. Oh. Almost skipped that. Count 35. From on or about May 11, 2022 through and or around August 2022 in Palm Beach County in the Southern District of Florida and elsewhere, the defendants Trump and Nada did corruptly conceal a record, document, and other object in an attempt to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity and availability for use in an official proceeding. That is, Trump and Nada hid and concealed boxes that contain documents with classification markings from Trump Attorney 1 so that Trump Attorney 1 would not find the documents and produce them to a federal grand jury, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code, subsection or section 1512C1 and 2. Count 36. 1 count of concealing a document in a federal investigation, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1519, 2. 18 U.S.C. subsection 5019(2). Whoever knowingly alters, destroys, mutilates, conceals, covers up, falsifies, or makes a false entry in any record, document, or tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation or proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of any department or agency of the United States, or any case filed under Title 11, or in relation to or contemplation of any such matter or case. Count 36 from on or about May 11, 2022 through and around August 2022 in Palm Beach County of the Southern District of Florida, and elsewhere the defendants Trump and Nada did knowingly conceal, cover up, falsify, and make a false entry in any record, document, and tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, and influence the investigation and proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of the department and agency of the United States in relation to and contemplation of such matter. That is, during a federal criminal investigation being conducted by the FBI. 1. Trump and Nada hid, concealed, and covered up from the FBI Trump's continued possession of documents for classification markings at the Mar-a-Lago Club, and 2. Trump caused a false certification to be submitted to the FBI, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code Sections 5019 and 2. Count 37. One count of scheme to conceal 18 U.S.C. subsection 10011001 A12, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1001 A12 A. Except as otherwise provided in this section, whoever in a matter within the jurisdiction of the executive, legislative, or judicial branch of the government of the United States knowingly and willfully 1. Falsifies, conceals, or covers up by any trick, scheme, or device a material fact. 2. Makes any material false witness, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or representation, shall be fined under this title in prison not more than 5 years, or if the offense involves international or domestic terrorism as defined in section 2331, in prison not more than 8 years, or both if the matter relates to an offense under chapter 109A, 109B, 110, or 117, or section 1591, then the term of imprisonment imposed under this section shall be not more than 8 years. B. Subsection A does not apply to a party to a judicial proceeding or that party's counsel for statements, representations, writings, or documents submitted by such party or counsel to a judge or magistrate in that proceeding. C. With respect to any matter within the jurisdiction of the legislative branch, subsection A shall apply only to 1. Administrative matters, including a claim for payment, a matter related to the procurement of property or services, personnel or employment practices, or support services, or document required by law, rule, or regulation to be submitted to the Congress or any office or officer within the legislative branch, or 2. Any investigation or review conducted pursuant to the authority of any committee, subcommittee, commission, or office of the Congress, consistent with applicable rules of the House or Senate. Count 37. From on or about May 11, 2022 through and around August 2022 in Palm Beach County and the Southern District of Florida, and elsewhere the defendants Trump and Nada in a matter within the jurisdiction of the judicial branch and executive branch of the United States government did knowingly and willfully falsify, conceal, and cover up by any trick, scheme, and device of material fact. That is, during a federal grand jury investigation and a federal criminal investigation being conducted by the FBI, Trump and Nada hid and concealed from the grand jury and the FBI Trump's continued possession of documents with classification markings, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1001A1 and 2 AI and 2. Count 38. One count of false statements and representations, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1001A22, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1001A22. A. Except as otherwise provided in this section, whoever in a matter within the jurisdiction of the executive, legislative, judicial, knowing willfully falsify, makes any material false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or representation shall be fined under this title in prison not more than 5 years, or if it involves international or domestic terrorism as defined in section 2331, in prison not more than blah 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 blah. With respect to any matter within the jurisdiction of the legislative branch, subsection A shall apply only to 2. Any investigation or review conducted pursuant to the authority of any committee, subcommittee, commission, or office of the Congress, consistent with applicable rules of the House or Senate. Count 38. On or about June 3, 2022, in Palm Beach County in the Southern District of Florida, and elsewhere, the defendant Trump, in a matter within the jurisdiction of the judicial branch and executive branch of the United States government, did knowingly and willfully make and cause to be made a materially false, fictitious, and fraudulent statement and representation. That is, during a federal grand jury investigation and a federal criminal investigation being conducted by the FBI, Trump caused the following false statements and representations to be made to the grand jury and the FBI in a sworn certification by Trump in 23. A. A diligent search was conducted of the boxes that were moved from the White House to Florida. B. The search was conducted after the receipt of the subpoena in order to locate any and all documents that were responsive to the subpoena, and C. Any and all responsive documents accompanying the certification. The statements and representations set forth above were false, as Trump knew, because Trump had directed the boxes be removed from the storage room before Trump at 21 conducted the June 2, 2022 search for documents with classification markings, so the Trump at 21 search would not and did not conclude including all of Trump's boxes that were removed from the White House. Trump Attorney 1 search would not and did not locate all documents responsive to the May 11th subpoena, and all responsive documents were not provided to the FBI and the grand jury with the certification. In fact, after June 3rd, 2022, more than 100 documents with classification markings remained at the Mar-a-Lago Club until the FBI search on August 8th, 2022, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Sections 1001A2 and 2. Count 39. One count of false statements and representations, 18 U.S.C. 1001A2. Makes any materially false, fictitious, fraudulent statement or representation or blah blah blah. Count 39. On May 26, 2022, Nada participated in a voluntary interview with the FBI. During the interview, the FBI explained to him that they were investigating how classified documents have been kept at the Mar-a-Lago Club, and the FBI asked him questions about the location and movement in Trump's boxes before Trump provided 15 boxes on January 17, 2022. Nada was represented by counsel, and the FBI advised him that the interview was voluntary and that he could leave at any time. The FBI also advised him that it was a criminal offense to lie to the FBI. The interview was recorded. On or about May 26, 2022, in Palm Beach County in the Southern District of Florida, and elsewhere, the defendant, Nada, in the matter within the jurisdiction of the executive branch of the United States government, did knowingly and willfully make a material false, fictitious, and fraudulent statement and representation, that is, in a voluntary interview during the federal criminal investigation being conducted by the FBI. Nada was asked the following questions and gave the following answers. This will go question, answer. Does any or you aware of any boxes being brought to his home, his suite? No. Alright, so to the best of your knowledge, you're saying that these boxes that you brought out to the truck, first time you ever laid eyes on them, was just the day of when Trump employee 2 needed you to. Correct. To take them. Okay. And knowing that you were trying to track the life of these boxes and where they could have been kept and stored and all of this and all that kind of stuff. Do you have any information that could help us understand, like, where they were kept, how they were kept, were they secured, were they locked, something that makes the intelligent community feel better about these things, you know? I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I honestly just don't know. And what? So you only saw the 17 boxes. The day of the move, even they just showed up that day, they were in Pine Hall. Trump employee 2 just asked me, hey, can we move some boxes? Okay. And I was like, okay. So you didn't know, had no idea how they got there before. No. The underscored statements and representations above were false, as Nada knew because, 1, Nada did in fact know that the boxes in the Pine Hall had come from the storage room, as he himself, with the assistance of Trump employee 2, had moved the boxes from the storage room to Pine Hall, and 2, Nada had observed the boxes and then moved them to various locations at the Mar-a-Lago Club. All in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Section 1001A2. Count 40. One count of altering, destroying, mutilating, or concealing an object, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512B2B2. That's all the stuff that we already talked about. Whoever knowingly uses intimidation, threatens, or corruptly persuades another person or attempts to do so, or engages in misleading conduct towards another person with intent to B. Alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal an object with intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both. Count 40. From on or about June 22, 2022 through and around August 2022 in Palm Beach County and the Southern District of Florida and elsewhere, the defendants Trump, Nada, and Oliveira did knowingly corruptly persuade and attempt to persuade another person with intent to cause and induce any person to alter, destroy, mutilate, and conceal an object with intent to impair the object's integrity and availability for use in an official proceeding. That is, Trump, Nada, and Oliveira requested that Trump employ 4 delete security camera footage at the Mar-a-Lago Club to prevent the footage from being provided to the grand jury, the federal grand jury. All in violation of Title 18 United States Code, Sections 1512B2, B, and 2. Count 41. One count of corruptly altering, destroying, mutilating, or concealing a document, record, or other object, 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512C12. 18 U.S.C. subsection 1512C12. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing. But whoever corruptly 1. alters, destroys, mutilates, or conceals a record, document, or other object, or attempts to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity or availability for use in an official proceeding, or 2. otherwise obstructs, influences, or impedes any official proceeding or attempts to do so, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both. Count 41. From on or about June 22, 2022 through and or around August 2022 in Palm Beach County in the Southern District of Florida and elsewhere, the defendants Trump, Nada, and Oliveira did corruptly alter, destroy, mutilate, and conceal a record, document, and other object and attempt to do so with the intent to impair the object's integrity and availability for use in an official proceeding. That is, Trump, Nada, and Oliveira requested that Trump employ Ford to lead security camera footage at the Mar-a-Lago club to prevent the footage from being provided to a federal grand jury, all in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Sections 1512C 1 and 2. Count 42. One count of false statements and representations, 18 U.S.C. 1001A2. Except as otherwise provided in this section, whoever in any matter within the jurisdiction of the executive, legislative, or judicial branch of the government of the United States, knowingly and willfully. 2. Mixing materially false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or representations shall be fined under this title and imprisoned not more than 5 years, blah, 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 blah. Count 42. On January 13, 2023, Oliveira participated in a voluntary interview with the FBI as residents. During the interview, the FBI explained to him that they were investigating how classified documents have been kept at the Mar-a-Lago club, and then they asked him questions about the location, the movement of Trump's boxes, and other items. Oliveira was advised by the FBI that the interview was voluntary and that he could tell the agents to leave at any time. The FBI also advised him it was a criminal offense to lie to the FBI. The interview was recorded. On about January 13, 2023, in Palm Beach County of the Southern District of Florida, announced with the defendant, Oliveira, in a matter within the jurisdiction of the executive branch of the United States government, did knowingly and willfully make a materially false, fictitious, and fraudulent statement and representation. That is, in a voluntary interview during a federal criminal investigation being conducted by the FBI, Oliveira was asked the following questions and gave the following false answers. Question answer. When, after the end of the presidency, boxes arrived to Mar-a-Lago, were you part of any groups to help? No. Unload them and move them? No. Do you even know, or were you even there or where the boxes were? No. All the stuff was being moved in? Never saw anything. Okay. Yeah, and then, even his personal stuff, like his clothes? Never. And furniture? Nothing. Never saw nothing. Okay, so you don't know what items would have been stored as soon as he moved back to Mar-a-Lago? No. The underscored statements and representations above were false, as Oliveira knew, because he had personally observed and helped move Trump's boxes when they arrived at the Mar-a-Lago club in January 2021, all in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 1001A2. Finally, we are done. Summary. For anyone that just kind of spaced out during that, I don't blame you. Trump, along with Nada and Oliveira, knowingly obstructed the attempt by the government to retrieve classified documents Trump took after his term as president. They did this by ways of lying about knowledge of boxes of documents being removed, moving boxes of classified information, attempting to destroy evidence of the moving of boxes of classified information, and among other things, overall refused to help the government with their attempts at classified document retrieval, all in violation of government requests and orders. TLDR, obstructing the government and thereby justice from retrieving classified documents. Very simple. Post-indictment releasing. How long is this? Oh, nice and easy. Okay, this will only be a two-parter. Federal Judge Eileen Cannon. Oh my God, what a woman. Who was appointed to the bench by Trump in 2020, was randomly assigned to preside over the case. Cannon previously made unprecedented rulings favorable to Trump in 2022, particularly in appointing a special master to review seized documents, which temporarily stymied the FBI and special counsel investigations. The rulings were criticized by legal scholars, and a panel of the conservative U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit unanimously overruled them, writing, quote, "We cannot write a rule that allows any subject of a search warrant to block government investigations after the execution of the warrant, nor can we write a rule that allows any former presidents to do so." Following a September 12th hearing, postponed from August 25th, Cannon prohibited Trump from commenting on classified evidence. Cannon originally stated witnesses' names will be public due to lack of concern shown from the government. After said government asked for reconsideration, she agreed the witnesses' names be private. Cannon on two occasions denied Trump's request to dismiss the trial. On May 6th, Cannon delayed a major deadline for the defendants to submit court filings, which had been set for May 9th. She did this after it was revealed that the prosecutors have shuffled the order of documents within each box while reviewing the boxes. As prosecutors acknowledged in writing, quote, "The footer team took care to ensure that no documents were moved from one box to another, but it was not focused on maintaining the sequence of documents within each box." End quote. On May 7th, Cannon canceled the May 20th trial date and wrote that it would be, quote, "imprudent and inconsistent," end quote, to finalize a new trial date before resolving pretrial issues. She issued a new pretrial schedule under which defense motions to dismiss will be heard May 22nd and June 21st. There was a SEPA deadline on June 17th, delayed from May 9th. Defense combined speedy trial report will be due July 19th, and a status conference and a SEPA hearing will be held on July 22nd. Cannon set an administrative placeholder date for a trial. The prosecution requests that the trial start on December 11, 2023, a relatively short delay to give the defense more time to review discovery material, obtain security clearance, and properly handle classified evidence. The case will be delayed several months beyond what the government asked for. In the July 11, 2023 court filing, Trump and I asked the court to indefinitely delay the trial. Trump's lawyers argued that it would be difficult to balance Trump's political campaign with the trial, and it would be difficult to find an impartial jury. The prosecution, in response, discredited the claim and asked for the trial to begin in December 11th. On July 21st, Cannon set the trial to begin on May 20th, 2024. At the March 1st hearing, Cannon did not make any decision on trial delay. Prosecutors proposed holding the trial on July 8th. The defense continued to request that the trial be held after the election, but proposed August 12th as an alternative, a date that might overlap and therefore interfere with the trial on federal charges of election obstruction. We're going to end those later. On March 18th, Cannon gave each side 2 weeks to propose jury instructions. Each side must provide 2 sets, an instruction for the jury to decide whether each of the various records Trump kept should be considered personal or presidential under the Presidential Records Act, and another instruction that assumes Trump was permitted to take anything he wanted anyway. On April 2nd, the special prosecutor said that these different interpretations of the Presidential Records Act are relevant to assessing whether Trump violated said act. On July 15th, Cannon indefinitely delayed the trial using Clarence Thomas's concurrence in the Trump Immunity Supreme Court case, where he addresses the, quote, well, not quote, but, paraphrase, unconstitutionality of special counsels as the reason. On July 17th, Jack Smith appealed, asking on August 26th for the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to reinstate the case. That is post-indictment, and now conclusions. Assuming all things as listed within the indictment are true, Trump is dead to rights. He, according to the indictment, took classified material without authorization. When asked to return it, he refused to comply at every turn, tried to hide classified material, tried to have evidence of classified material destroyed, tried to move classified material, share classified material knowingly with unauthorized individuals, and overall refused to help with the search for classified material. The only way out of this is if the indictment is just a big lie, which of course conservatives claim to be true reality. The main arguments here from conservatives are that Biden did the same thing, yet nothing happened to him. He's being politically persecuted, and it's all a lie. Best point here is that Biden did the same thing as Trump, yet he's not being charged. This is not true. Biden and Trump's cases are entirely different. Biden mistakenly took classified documents during his time as senator and vice president, unknowingly stored it within one of his homes, and when his lawyers found it, they all complied with the following investigation and search for extra classified documents. Trump, on the other hand, knowingly took and kept classified information, refused to return it when asked, and attempted to destroy and hide any evidence of possessing said documents. These cases are only analogous in that they had both taken classified information, which is not what Trump is being charged with. It's the obstruction of justice. The worst thing for Biden is him sharing some of the info with a ghostwriter for a book, but it's unknown if Biden even knew that these were classified. Overall, Robert Hur's whole report on this concluded that there wasn't enough evidence to charge Biden with anything. Conservatives bring that up a lot, saying how he said that Biden was just an old, happy man, and that's the only reason. No, Robert Hur concluded that there just wasn't enough evidence, even dismissing the old man comments. He concluded that there just wasn't enough evidence to show that Biden willfully and knowingly took these documents and knowingly and willfully shared them. Trump, on the other hand, knew that the documents were classified and still took them anyway and shared them. Even when sharing them, he knew. He said, I could have declassified them, but I did not. He knew that they were not classified. Or he knew that they were classified, and he knew that he shouldn't be sharing these, yet he decided to do so anyway. There was no way to get Trump out on this. The substantially worse point is that it's political persecution, as it is with every case involving Trump. Claim here is that he's being persecuted to keep him from campaigning and to put him in jail for dare challenging the deep state. There is no evidence, and I won't entertain it. End of story. The worst claim is everything in the indictment is a lie. No evidence, nothing, just a claim with no proof. Once again, I can't entertain it. How am I meant to entertain something with no evidence, no proof, no nothing? I just can't do it, and I will not subject myself to watching hours upon hours of YouTube videos that bring up minute pieces of random details or quotes to substantiate this. As of now, the trial date is uncertain, post delay, and we will have to see what the 11th Circuit decides. Just know, if Trump wins the 2024 election, he is allowed by law to dismiss this case, as the president can dismiss all federal cases against him. So, just know, if you're voting, and if you believe that based on all this, Trump is indeed guilty of these crimes, if Trump wins, he can dismiss this and he will never face justice. Just keep that in mind if you plan on voting. And that is the classified documents case, which I thank you for spending your time to watch me talk about this. It got a bit heated there, but I am just very passionate about this stuff. But I hope you will join me next time for the next and final federal case, United States of America v. Donald J. Trump, where Jack Smith is alleging that Donald Trump tried to overthrow the government. Trump is also dead to rights on this, but we will get into that next time. So until then, thank you, and